Welcome to the final project of the drawing series. This is a body of work, which is essentially three or more drawings that relate in theme and technique. So, what is a body of work? A body of work is a series, usually again three or more drawings that relate in theme, concept, and technique or the medium. An example are these three examples here by Rembrandt, a series of pen and ink drawings of heads by Rembrandt. The theme concept is humanism through exploring drawing from life, real heads of people. The technique medium is pen and ink on paper. The drawings can vary in size and composition in a body of work, so there is some variety in there. It's just that the theme and the technique are pretty much the same. So Michelangelo's studies of the Sistine Chapel are all very similar in terms of the structure. They have figures and figure parts where he's trying to figure out different aspects of the Sistine Chapel, but they work as a series of body of work. Edgar Degas, also another artist who actually studied from life, studied actual ballerinas, and drew these series of ballerinas. So together they hold as a body of work, even though each one's kind of a little bit different. Same with Self-Portrait by Kathe Kollwitz, German expressionist artist. She had this desire to draw constantly, and sometimes she didn't have a model. And a lot of artists have this issue where they don't have a model in front of them, so they look inwards and they draw themselves. And so she did these very poignant expressions of herself through self-portraits. This one at the end here, towards the end of her life, literally death touching her with the hand. It's called the Call of Death, I believe, this image here. But you can see how consistent they are in terms of a body of work, in terms of the style, the look, and the subject matter. Here is Wendy Ann Crittenden, who I follow on Instagram. Really cool artist. She does these really interesting sort of surreal images, and each one has a very unique sort of style. And compositionally, they're very similar. Actually, this very central kind of composition. But each image is very surreal and kind of strange, but the style, the technique, the craftsmanship is all very, very similar. And so you see them as a whole in terms of a body of work. Also, Douglas Miller, who actually works from animals quite often, is a subject matter throughout, but he does these ghosts of the drawings and then structure underneath of the drawings that are really interesting. And the animals themselves are like half finished kind of quality. So all those things make it a very unique quality that basically makes it his work. And again, it feels like a consistent body of work. Adonna Khare, another artist I follow on Instagram, who has this other aspect of combining surreal animals and weird subjects, and changes scale and has lots of fun with the animals too in terms of the playfulness. Here she is with one of her very large charcoal drawings. Again, different animals, different props or things inside the drawings, but they're all charcoal. They're all related in terms of subject matter. They all are connected through that idea of a body of work. Doug Chiang, who's a very awesome concept artist from ILM, Industrial Light Magic, did a lot of the designs for the prequel Star Wars films and has continued to work on all kinds of really interesting concept art. Here's some very strong industrial type drawings of spaceships and robots and vehicles and sort of things. He always has this very structured lines grid system that he creates to basically establish planes, and then he adds shading and detail, but the detail isn't like over the top, and they're very consistent in their look and style again. And the subject matter, of course, is all pretty much sci-fi or Star Wars in this case. So yeah, another example. Another one here. And then I added myself in here just to throw out another artist myself who works with bodies of work. Here's a series that I worked on that has these sort of high up structures with birds and people sort of just like hovering above them. Are they protectors or are they hunters? Was sort of the question mark that I had in there. So each of them have this kind of spear with wherever they're standing, and you look at them and you're wondering, they don't look like they're necessarily hunting the animals, but they could be, or they could be protecting them from what? And so that's the series there. So this is the criteria for the body of work. First, you need to create 3 or more drawings that relate in theme, concept. The ideas for your project should be your own and original. Very important to have them original. You cannot copy other artists' work. If you like Bugs Bunny, for example, and you want to draw cartoons, you can draw cartoons of your own design, just not Bugs Bunny or any other copyright work. If the drawing is simple in design and execution, you should have more than 3 drawings in terms of your overall grade, wanting a higher grade. If it's very simple drawings, you're going to want to have more than 3. A body of work can be up to 20 or more pieces. I'm not expecting necessarily anyone to get to 20, but maybe you have a range of like 3 to 5 or 6, depending on the quality and again how much detail you put in there. If your work is rather complex and time consuming, then you can have 3 drawings as your total body of work. Choose a consistent medium, pencil or pen, for all the drawings. The drawings should look as if they belong in the same world that you created. Each drawing should be 18 by 24 in size. And that's it for this presentation. So I expect to have those at the end of the semester. This is pretty much your final project. I look forward to seeing them. Until next time, see you soon. Cheers.